I will directly start the lesson without wasting time. I'm going to directly start the lesson without wasting time. So we need not waste our time. We can start the lesson. The Buddhist concept of heaven and hell. Now you may have the question whether I'm going to teach Buddhism. No, I'm not going to teach Buddhism. I'm going to teach you English. One of the oldest problems which confronted the human race when it became self-conscious was to ask about life after death. You may see that this is a long sentence. One of the oldest problems. One of the oldest problem. You know that there are problems. There are problems at present. Maybe you had problems yesterday. Maybe you had problems last week, last month, last year. If we refer to the human race, you know that human race also had problems since the beginning of the civilization. I mean the civilization of human race. Now, one of the oldest problems. Some problems are old problems. Some problems are older than some problems. Some problems are the oldest. Some problems are the oldest problems. Now we talk about one problem. One of those oldest problems. I'll take this example. You have friends. You have your old friends. You have the oldest friends. One of the oldest friends. Then we talk about one. One of the books, one of the friends, one of the buses. We talk about one. One of the oldest problems. As we talk about one, we use the verb in the singular form. One of the oldest problems which confronted the human race. Confronted means dealt with, met with, or came face to face. Or met with, or dealt with, or presented itself to the human race. One of the oldest problems which confronted the human race. When it became self-conscious. Self-conscious means full awareness of oneself, about himself or herself, or full awareness of themselves. You have full awareness of yourself. So full awareness. When it became self-conscious, when the human race, this it, the pronoun it, refers to the human race. The pronoun it refers to the human race. I mean this pronoun. When the human race became full aware of itself or of themselves, when the human race became full aware of themselves, when the human race became self-conscious. Now you can see I will omit the clause with when it became self-conscious, and I will use only the subject. One of the oldest problems was one of the oldest problem was one of the oldest problems was to ask about life. So when the human race became self-conscious, they started asking they started asking themselves, or they started questioning they started questioning or they started to ask about them to ask themselves about life after death. Not about this life, but they questioned, or they asked about the life after death. They asked about life after death. So the question is whether there is life after death. Whether there is life after death. So they asked that question. They asked that question. What is the question? Is there life after death? Is there life after death? Or is there another life after death? So they asked that question. Or do we exist in another form even after death? Do we exist in another form even after death? The human race asked that question. I must mention you about the author. So I use this book to teach you English, not to teach Buddhism. So you can listen to me and improve your English. You can listen to me and improve your English. So I will continue with this paragraph, only one paragraph, as a discussion. So my purpose is to teach you English, not to teach Buddhism. But anyway, this is a book about Buddhism, and this has been written by Dr. K. Sri Dhammananda, that is a Buddhist monk. So he is the author of this book. I am using only one paragraph of this book, and I use this to teach you English, and I use it as a discussion. The Buddhist concept of heaven and hell, that is the title. That is the title, or that is the title of this book. That is the name of this book. Then this book is about the Buddhist concept of heaven and hell. Let's see. So now you can see that one of the oldest problems was to ask about life after death. That is a simple sentence. Now they have used a relative pronoun to refer to problems, to refer to the oldest problems, or to this problem. One of the oldest problems, actually it refers to this singular form, one. So which refers to one. One of the oldest problems which met with, which came face to face with, which dealt with, or which presented itself to the human race when it became self-conscious was to ask about life after death. So they asked this question: where did we come from? Where did you come from? Where did we come from? So where did you come from? You may give your country's name, your city's name, your town's name, your village's name. You may give that. Where did you come from? You may give the name of your country, the name of your village, the name of your city, or something like that. But where did we come from? Where did you come from? Where did we come from? So where did we come from? That was the question asked by the human race. And that question is about themselves. Where did we come from? And where do we go after death? Another question. Where do we go after death? Now, I can ask you, where do you go after work every day? Where do you go after school every day? Where do you go every Saturday, every Sunday, at weekends? Where do you go? So I can ask that question. I use the present simple. But this question is different. They have used the same tense, but the question is different. Where do we go after death? Where do we go after death? So you can understand that is a simple question. Some people believe that life will continue. Some people believe that life will continue. Some people, it does not mean all people. It means some people, not all. Some people believe that that is a conjunction. That is a conjunction. Believe that life will continue. Life will exist. Life will remain. Or life will continue. Either in heaven or hell. Which means you will be reborn again in hell or heaven. Or you will have your life in heaven or hell. Or you may go to heaven or hell, something like that. Some people believe that life will continue either in heaven or hell. And some others believe life may exist. It is likely that life will exist. It is likely that life will exist. It is likely that life will exist, or life is likely to exist. Life is likely to exist. Life is likely to exist. Some others believe that, I will use the conjunction that. Some others believe that life may exist. It is possible that life will exist. Maybe life will exist. Perhaps life will exist. It is likely that life will exist. Life is likely to exist. In all these ways, you can say about possibility of happening. About possibility of happening. May exist in other forms. In other forms. Sorry. Now you can see it, right? Previously, you were not able to see it. Now you can see it. May exist in other forms. Life may exist in other forms. In different parts of the world. In other forms, in different parts of the world. Maybe as an animal, as a goat, or as another human being, or something like that. Life may exist. Life may exist in other forms, in different parts of the world. While some others believe that nothing remains hereafter. Yes, some people believe that there is no life after that at all. There is no life after that at all. There's no life. So they do not believe in life after death. They do not believe in life after death. So they believe nothing remains hereafter. Nothing is a singular subject, so we have used S with the verb. Nothing remains. Nothing remains hereafter. After that, nothing remains. Some people believe that nothing remains after death or hereafter. While is a conjunction. while is a conjunction. Now see, some people believe that life will continue either in heaven or hell. That is one belief. And some others believe life may exist in other forms in different parts of the world. That is another belief. While some others believe that nothing remains hereafter. This is another belief. Right? So you can see that he has referred to three beliefs about life after death, not about this life, not about the previous life, but life after death. Or you can say about it has some reference to previous birth. Because if this is the next birth that came after the previous birth, so we may have another life after this. Right? Anyway, he has referred to three beliefs about life after death. So this is an English lesson, and you may have learned something else even. I know that this has some great depth, or this has some great meaning. So this is meaningful. So this has some deep meaning. Anyway, I discussed this to improve your English.